Hello and welcome to this week's Let's Talk Business. It's a special for you this week. We're coming live from the business show at London's Olympia. In a moment we go glamping, which is essentially camping with all mod cons. Ensuite loo, cooker, stove and even a double bed. We meet a guy whose invention solves what he calls muffin top. If you live in a rural area and your business struggles to get broadband, we meet a British satellite tech firm that can bring you speeding into the 21st century. We also meet the boss of a very successful company who put all of their profits back into charitable causes. From 50 quid to 50 million, that's the story of Andrew Reynolds. Not only does he tell you how he did it, he also wants you to copy his idea. There's an app for just about everything now, including, it seems, ordering from your local takeaway or restaurant. And there's much more besides. What a life this is. Fantastic. They've even provided me with a bed. Well, not really. John's here. This bed, this fire and everything else, this is the life, isn't it? Tell me a little bit about what your company do.
Basically, we're a British manufacturer. We have workshops in Somerset, Albion Campus, and we produce very good quality products for the glamping industry.
What the heck is glamping then?
We sell mostly to farmers who are looking to diversify. Farm diversification is the order of the day, I'm very pleased to say, and we make products to help them with that.
What sort of people go glamping then? Is it the people that would come down from typically London? I'm being very stereotypical there, maybe other parts of the world.
Yes, I'm a country bumpkin myself, but we like to think that city slickers like to go glamping, but most everybody does. People like to think that they're going camping. They go and stay on someone's farm. They think they're camping, but they're not actually. They've got a nice comfy bed to sleep in, usually a toilet and a nice hot shower.
Do you know what, John? I actually don't think there's too much wrong with that, because as you get older, at least we've got a bed here.
Yeah, you're right. As you can see, I'm slightly past my best, and I could do this, but crawling about on my hands and knees, those days have passed me by.
There's a fire here, is that typical?
Yeah, most of the structures that we sell have a fire. This means if you have a wood-burning stove, it means that you can extend the season. You can start ready for Easter, the Easter holidays, and if you remember this year, certainly it was very cold at Easter. These are occupied by people on holiday through to about middle or end of October when there is a school half-term. That's about the latest you can use them. In the depths of winter, even with a wood burner, you can't really get these structures warm enough to be comfortable.
So when people go glamping, is this already set up for them?
There's two ways of doing it. You have a farm, we'll supply you with the decking specification, you have the decking built, and then either we will supply you with the product with some instructions on how to erect them, or we can send a team of people along to put them up for you.
And people can go glamping on all sorts of farms all over the country, can they?
Yeah, it's surprising. People think that probably you'd need to have a farm which is near the coast, near a beach, or near something which is particularly of interest. But I'm surprised at some of the places where this is the experience. It's not going there so that you can get to the beach. This is the experience, to be staying in somewhere like this, camping and be on the farm and go chop some logs to put it in the wood burner, that sort of thing. That's the holiday that people are experiencing. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah, that's my sort of camping. I notice actually there is no wine poured out here at all. John, I think that's a little bit remiss, mate. Have you got any?
Yeah, loads. We've got some wine here. I'll get the top off a bottle or two in a moment or two.
Cheers, thank you very much. What a way to go, eh? Camping, glamping. Okay, now, there's a smart app for just about everything, and we've found a guy and a company that have got something I haven't heard of before. Andrew, tell me a little bit about your smart app.
It's a smartphone app which is dedicated for individual restaurants. It allows their customers to both order takeaways and also book tables. The other good thing about the app is that it allows the businesses themselves to do marketing. So once they have their existing customers, it allows them to do push notification on the phone, email as well as text messaging. So what it's all about is allowing restaurants to increase the business amongst their existing customers. So if I normally order 4 takeaways a year, it's about making me order 6 takeaways a year. If I go and eat at the restaurant 3 times a year, it's about making me go there 5 times a year.
And that's the way it pays for itself. At for Food, we should have guessed by the name, really. So, as a customer then of a particular restaurant, am I going to get loyalty rewards for it?
Well, again, absolutely. So the way that the system is set up is that it will take account of how many times you're ordering from the restaurant or booking tables at the restaurant, and then it's then down to the individual restaurants themselves to decide how much or what sort of loyalty payments they want to give. So they might say, right, you've ordered 5 takeaways from us, every 6th takeaway it's going to be 10% off, yeah? Or you've come to our restaurant 5 times, on your 6th time we'll give you a free bottle of wine with your meal.
I'm always conscious about when I'm using my smartphone and I'm actually pressing the buttons on it to order something, particularly as a takeaway, that am I going to get exactly what I wanted?
Once the order is then sent into the restaurant, you will get a notification back to say that the order has been received by the restaurant. At the restaurant end, they then can accept the order or reject the order. If they accept the order, again, you are given a message back to say the order has been accepted, and it will either be ready for collection in 20 minutes or 40 minutes, or it will be delivered to you in 20 or 40, within a certain time frame.
What I want to know, actually, I know this market is moving on very, very quickly.
Yes.
And I was sat in a restaurant just the other day waiting for the waitress to come over and take my order. When am I going to have to use a smart app to actually order my food when I'm in the restaurant?
I've seen places where they'll take your order on a PDA type device, but yeah, it probably won't be too far away when that happens.
I'll tell you what, you can have that idea.
Okay, thank you.
Now, BasePoint runs serviced offices. This is the man here, Brian, who's in charge of the whole operation. BasePoint's quite big in this area.
Yeah, we've got 30 business centres spread around the south of England, 2,500 businesses within those centres, so small, medium startups, entrepreneurs wanting 1, 2, 3, anything up to 10, 15-man offices really.
What's the big advantage of going into a service office then?
Basically, BasePoint Business Centres provides the foundation. It starts off really with the quality of a unit, and that can be anything from a workshop, office, flexible space, ranging from furnished, unfurnished, with various services that go with it. So really it's all encompassing. It's an easy in, easy out scenario. We have various license agreements, so we're trying to be as flexible as we can for as many individuals and small businesses as we can. You move that further along the line, and then you've got technology. We have high-tech lease lines in all of our centres. We provide a mesh product which distributes and allows us to manage our broadband capabilities and our telecoms to the full, giving the local business people, our licensees, really the best deal and the best price for their money.
When somebody comes into the centre, what will they find?
In terms of the capacity of the centre, they will find a number of other licensees, first and foremost, who have gone through similar experiences to them in starting up businesses and moving businesses forward. So there's a support structure straight away, alongside the manager and the assistant manager. So really there's everything there, everything within our centres that they need to start a business, as well as signposting and development for business planning, for further funding and the like. So.
It sounds like if you're going to start a business and you're looking for somewhere, it's good to actually be close to other businesses that are starting up. Do you find that business, to me that's what it seems, do you find that businesses actually trade amongst themselves within your business centres?
Yeah, there's a couple of things that we do in isolation within BasePoint, and that is we have what's called a business-to-business networking hub, where we will on a regular basis within each of our centres hold networking events, and in those networking events we bring speakers along, and that might be the VAT man, the tax man, the person that's doing SEO or website development, so that our licensees can learn something from that. And that's really every centre does that on a regular basis. That then moves forward to a regionalised networking event, business-to-business networking event, and from there it grows and grows. We have coffee mornings every week in most of our centres, so we actually want to strive for the community to work for itself.
I've done some reading around BasePoint, and one of the things that I have noticed about your company is that you don't publicise that you're a not-for-profit, or at least you put the profit back into good causes.
Well, BasePoint Centres Limited is a limited company, so it's not a not-for-profit as such.
Understand.
So what it is basically, our parent company, if you want to call it a company, is the ACT Foundation. And the ACT Foundation was born out of British Airways some years ago, and what happens is BasePoint's profit is gift aided back into the foundation, our parent company, and that is then services pledges that the foundation makes for people disadvantaged, children in need, and those kind of charitable causes. So all of the money, all of the profit that BasePoint makes goes to help those in need.
If we want to find out more, how do we do it?
Well, you can talk to any of the business centres themselves. We're well publicised on the web. We do quite a lot of marketing and flyering and that kind of stuff. So really, www.basepoint.co.uk is where to go.
Still to come from the business show. As anyone in business will tell you, it's often confidence and having the right mindset which leads to success. We talk about some techniques from experts business help for you. From kitchen table to a multi-millionaire, Andrew Reynolds encouraged you to copy his idea. If your broadband is slowing down your business, how about going for satellite technology? There's news on the latest payment card devices, accounting solutions, and we meet a guy who has a solution for Muffin Top. No, I'd not heard of that either. Do you like the new me? No, it's not really. Who would have thought a bouncy castle would be at effectively a business show? Yeah. Mel, tell me, are these really good investments for people then?
Yeah, absolutely fantastic investments, commercially viable, fantastic piece of equipment, and they last you years and years of enjoyment and great hire piece.
So tell me a little bit about the one that we're sitting on.
Yeah, this particular piece, it's called a bounce and slide, that's what we call it in the industry. It's for ages from 3 to 14 years of age. The kids, you can use it safely, it complies with all the British standards, and it's a great entertainment piece.
So how old do you have to be? What is the top age? You know where I'm going with this, don't you? What is the top age of someone being on a bouncy castle like this?
Well, you don't really want anybody over the age of 14 on it, to be honest with you. It's really for the 3 to 14-year-olds. The kids that get the most enjoyment out of it are the sort of 5, 6, 7-year-olds.
Let's talk about the economics then. One like this, it's quite tall, they're 30, 40 feet up, it's got a slide on it,
yeah,
and a climbing area as well. So how much is one of these then?
This one in particular, we sell this one for just short of £6,000 plus VAT. It's on our website, and as I say, it's plus VAT, but it's about just £6,000 or so.
And would you expect them to, it's like £1 a go or however much it is, and is that how you make your money with it?
Yeah, most companies, they'll buy it from us and they'll use it as a hire piece. They'll hire it out for the whole day. So they'll hire this, something like this you'd hire out for maybe £200 for the day to a back garden, and therefore that's the set price. But if you were going to use it, let's say in a carnival, then you would charge maybe £1 a go or something like that, £1 for 5 minutes. So you can use it in that way. Yeah.
How long did one of these last? With hundreds of kids bouncing on it, I can't imagine very long.
Well, the thing is, it's commercially made. It's made with a nylon PVC, and if you're having children on it every single day, you'd expect it to last around about 5 years or so. If they were on it maybe twice a week at the weekends, if you were hiring it out at the weekends, you'd expect it to last at least 10 years.
Can you resell one of these?
Yeah, definitely. Something like this has got a great resale value. You'd be looking at about 50% back.
I'm dying to have a go. Any chance of me having a go?
I'm not sure. It's not
okay, you've just
me.
taken one look at me and thinking, we're not having this great big guy on this bouncy castle. Mel, thank you very much. And I'll look out for one like this. I fancy one for my next birthday. I think that'd be a great idea. Well, thank you, but not one with a ugly mug stuck in the middle like we've got over here. Can you tell me, have you just arrived today?
Yeah, just arrived now.
So you have no idea what you're going to see?
No idea at all.
Okay, tell me what you would like to find.
Oh, I just would like to find some new companies, to see new ideas and, interesting people as well.
Are you running a business at the moment?
No, I'm not. But I'm a business management student, so I'm interested in the field.
Well, the best of luck. I hope you find what you're looking for.
Yeah, I hope so. Thank you.
Tell me what you're doing. Come on, what are you doing with this hat and these things? Come on.
My name is Prince and I'm here. I was hoping that I could come here and walk away with some definite funding. But I haven't been that successful. But, it's been a good event. I've walked around, I spoke to quite a few people who've given me ideas about things that I haven't thought about for my business. So that means going away, get in touch with these guys, and so now I could make my business a little bit more foolproof and a little bit more successful.
Have you found what you were looking for here today?
It's been interesting, a couple of ideas, definitely.
Now, your accent is from a particular part of the world. Can I tell that?
It is.
Whereabouts your farm?
It's in a place called Llynfethrin, near Abergavenny in Wales.
I would never have guessed it was from Wales. Never have guessed.
Is it that bad, my accent?
No, not at all. No, it's a lovely accent, lovely accent. We've seen some glamping. Is that where your thoughts are?
Glamping, but a high end of glamping.
I like that.
There's different types of glamping, but it's going to be based around the farm. Going to get a group of very high-end luxury canvas cottages or canvas lodges.
It sounds
nice, isn't it?
ideal.
It's lovely, and they're so pretty around there because you've got mountains and beautiful. It's beautiful. The weather might be a bit of an issue, but that's the idea of.
Up to that point, you were selling it to me.
Right, yeah, the weather.
Well, this is quite interesting actually, because one of the things I've observed, and this is Anita Brown from Business Help for You, is that your success in a business is really down to your own personality to some extent. Would you agree, Anita?
Totally, I would, yes. It's important to have the right mindset for business. A lot of people go into business and they haven't really dealt with how they're going to achieve what they want to achieve.
How then do you help small businesses?
We offer courses. The latest one we've got is the Mindfulness for Business course. Basically, big companies, corporate companies like Google and IBM and Transport for London have been using mindfulness for business for their employees for a while. And it improves employee well-being, reduces stress levels and improves focus. The plus side to that is also it improves productivity. We've actually taken Mindfulness for Business and we've condensed it into a small business package. So small businesses can actually have the same benefits as the large corporate businesses now.
Anita, then what would somebody who takes your course be expected to do?
Basically, they'd be able to sit there and be able to focus, to be able to relax. We can actually incorporate into their working day. So literally they get up in the morning and they spend a few minutes doing the different tools that we actually teach them how to do. It then enables them to focus and to actually complete tasks, to actually look outside of what's going on in their lives and to actually sort of be objective rather than being involved in it. They can actually be objective to it. So,
do you think then, Anita, there's a lot of self-limiting beliefs around for people who own and run SMEs?
Massively, yeah. I mean, you've got a lot of companies out there who are promoting and saying, if you do this, then you can achieve massive wealth and all the rest of it. Out of all those people, 25% of those people will probably be able to do that because they already have that mindset. The other 75% are throwing their money away because they haven't sorted out their emotional and mental beliefs about themselves, about whether they deserve to earn money, how much they're worth. All these little issues can actually sort of basically shoot you in the foot as such. It's moving forward through that. Some people have got a fear of success, some people have got a fear of failure. Again, if you deal with these, you can actually move forward. If you don't deal with them, then you don't take the opportunities that are presented to you.
So if I was in a situation where I really thought that I probably reached my natural level, how would you help me? What would you say? What would you do? What would you expect me to do?
First of all, I'd sit you down and we'd go through probably a business plan for me to understand about your company, about where you are, what you're doing, and then I can actually identify where your areas of strengths are and where your areas of weakness are. We offer a range of other business services as well, so whether it's to do with marketing or websites or whether it's getting yourself in the right mindset, it's loads of stuff that we could do to help you move through and to sort of get to where you want to be.
Well, it sounds fantastic. Do you know, I'm really looking forward to seeing the details of it, Anita. Your website?
My website is www.businesshelpforyou.co.uk.
It's a pleasure talking to you.
Thank you very much.
Well, tell you what, Anita spoke about some of the people that are super successful. What we're going to do is we're going to meet one of those people right now. Is, I would say, almost the world's most reclusive millionaire, Andrew. Now, I personally have read your book. I have to say, probably one of the quickest reads, but there again, one of the most valuable.
A nice, simple read, it is quick because there's no complicated. I tried not to put in lots of charts and graphs and formulas and all these kind of clever things that all the gurus put in. I'm a really kind of humble, down-to-earth guy, so I just wanted to write it straight from the heart, exactly as it came out. And as you said, it's a nice, quick read. Yeah?
It's copy this idea, which exactly is what you say for people to do. What is the idea?
The reason that Wiley, who are my publishers, wanted me to write this book was I went to a seminar over in the States a few years ago. I listened to all sorts of business so-called experts. They all tried to teach me, how to run a business even though they'd not done it themselves. And there was just one guy that stood up on stage and had a particular way of making money that I thought, this is really cool. I took that system that he showed me on stage, and this was a bloke who's done it himself, and then he's showing other people how to do it, which is what I'm doing. I took that system, I brought it back to the UK, I've obviously tweaked it, I've updated it, and that is now the system that I do. That's what's in my book. You need to get a copy of this idea to find out what the system is.
And it's £9.99 from all good booksellers.
It's £9.99 from Amazon and WH Smiths. It was number one in all the WH Smiths, like railway stations and airports and stuff last month. Yeah, I mean it's been a great success since it was launched last month. Yeah.
Well, I got it from a service station. I'd read it by the time I got to my journey.
It's a nice simple read because it's a nice simple system. It's something that anybody can follow. You don't have to have an MBA to do this stuff. You know, I left school with no qualifications except things like woodwork and drawing, right? So you don't have to have loads of qualifications to do this. You can just copy a very simple system.
Andrew, it's a pleasure meeting you. I know you're very popular. You've got people queuing up to sign the book.
I have. We've been trying to, show people what we do, show people the system, and also give people an insight. There's a chapter in my book called "It's Not Just About the Money," and I've been trying to give people an insight into what I'm about, because for me, it's not just about making the money. It's also what you do with that money afterwards. We've been showing people some clips of some of the work I do in South Africa. We've been showing them pictures of a ward at Great Ormond Street that we paid for, and it's all come about because I stumbled upon this system to make money.
Look at this. Look at this. No, that's not my lunch. It's actually what many of us would have seen before. It's, am I being unkind, Chris, by saying this is actually a sandwich van?
We take a standard van, cut the side out of it, put a fiberglass panel on, install refrigeration, oven, bean to cup coffee machine, and a power source to run it all.
Are people able to sort of get into it fairly easily?
Definitely. You buy a van, go out, sort your customers, but you've got a business on wheels with sort of a reasonably low overheads.
Talking about the overheads, how much is one of these going to cost then?
Prices start from £30,000 plus VAT.
And what do you get for that?
You get a brand new vehicle, fully equipped, refrigeration, oven, boiling water tap. You can load it how you would want to run with your customers. We normally run sandwiches at the top, drinks at the bottom, but you could fill it with whatever you needed. Some people love salads in the middle, baguettes in the second shelf, but yeah, it's down to your own customers.
Is this an oven in here as well?
It is indeed. We've also got bain marie in the bottom of it. You do baked potatoes with barbecue sauce, baked beans. Maintenance on it is very, very easy. Refrigeration, nothing to do on it at all. The oven is no different to what you've got in the house at home. There's a heating element and a fan. They don't go wrong.
Now, if you live in a rural community, chances are that your broadband that you rely on for your business isn't as fast as it would be if you lived in an urban area. And one company that's here and maybe can solve that problem is Slowball Teleports. And Roger, now tell me a little bit more about what you do and how it works.
Sure. Basically, we've set up in '98. We went live in 2004 with a global network. We can put broadband to any customer anywhere. It's IP based, so anything you can do on a PC screen, you can run via satellite. Right now we're offering service at 20 megabits in with 3 megabits out. Typical customers would be Boeing when an aircraft's on the ground. We're currently working at Heathrow on one of their repair jobs, and we're delivering 20 megabits in, 3 megabits out, and it's serving 45 PCs with no problem.
You mentioned some numbers there. What does that really mean?
What it means is we can beat hands down those companies that are struggling to deliver a broadband service. We can just drop it straight in. It can be delivered very quickly, and we can use the latest technology to ensure that people get what they're looking for, what they're asking for.
Roger, what we got here is something that's fairly large and on a trailer. Is this typical?
We go from the sublime to the ridiculous. We've got this 90 centimetre dish on the trailer, which we can take out for a few hours at a time. It also means we don't tie up a vehicle, so we can leave it behind overnight if need be. We have the static antenna shown over there, 90 centimetre again, which can be taken out and left for a few days, for a couple of weeks or months. And then we've got the ridiculous is our latest offering, which features as small as 40 centimetre dishes, and the complete package can be put in a small briefcase and taken away. So it's very, very flexible.
These things tend to be used by emergency services and the military as well. Was that exactly why you designed that?
We've just shipped a package out to Afghanistan, to Kandahar Air Base, where we're providing fire and crash rescue services with their internet.
Do you have to buy the equipment, or you rent it and you pay for the bandwidth?
Either. The market's changed. We used to sell on the bandwidth the customer bought and the bandwidth the customer used. But what we do now is sell it on the packages going through. It brings the price down, and we can actually tariff from £9.60 a month.
That's cheaper than my broadband.
Well, I should hope so too. Or maybe you sign up as a customer.
Well, yeah, it would look quite nice actually in the Let's Talk Business backyard, I think, a satellite dish like this. Still to come from the Business Show, if your business takes you out and about all day, how about getting paid straight away? We find out from iZettle how to hook up your smartphone to take payments. I speak to Sage about the latest innovations in their accountancy software, and there's a chance to take it easy on the Team Tactics stand, and we meet a guy who has a solution for muffin top. Stick around. Do you know, I love a bit of glamour on the show. How tall are you?
I don't know, about 10 foot tall.
Yeah, I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot. You've got to. No, I'm not really. But anyway, tell me why you ladies are here.
Item have brought us today. We're a promotional company, and we've been booked today to bring attention to the stand. Item is a cloud-based business management system, and we're here to help promote that.
Do you think, actually, there's a lot of businesses around here that haven't got a nice set of glamorous women on there, and do you think that really works for businesses, or is it old hat?
We're bringing a new slant on it, so we have got stilt walkers today, so it's not quite as old hat as something else you might have seen in the past. It's worked for us, and it works for a lot of our clients. Just brings people over, a conversation starter, and then we hand them over to the techie who tells them all about the business.
Well, it certainly made us stop by. And your name is?
Lucy.
Lucy, I'm liking this. This is sort of Mother Christmas, is that right? Or is that? I can't quite think what it should be.
Sexy Santa girls, I guess.
Sexy Santa, told you Glamour sells here. There's a few more around at the Business Show, but I love this. Thank you very much, ladies. Happy Christmas.
Happy Christmas. Have a good day.
So one of the, I would say, most successful accountancy companies, at least in the UK, is Sage. Barry, how do you help SMEs?
That's right, so small to medium enterprises, we intend to help them with Sage Pay. They act as almost taking payments from the website, where a lot of businesses tend to do that now. Also, we provide really small startup packages for businesses just starting up, so instant accounts or Sage One on the cloud, right through to real corporate structured Sage 50 accounts.
And that's the big baby where you've got to know which column you're putting stuff into.
That's right, yes. It can be complicated when you first look at it.
And that's actually one of the things that really occurs to me, is actually accountancy software, most of it is best left to the specialists. Is that true for Sage?
Well, I've done about 20 demos today, and every person's come up and they're quite daunted by it. Our Sage One family now is really intending to attack that myth, if you like, and it's so simple. Cloud-based with 3 or 4 different options, so we're trying to steer away from that now with our new releases.
And it's all cloud-based?
Yes, Sage 1 is, Sage 50 range, so we offer actually both options for people. You're always going to have people that want a desktop option, and you're always going to have people that want a cloud-based so they can access from anywhere, and we do cater for both of those.
Great. I noticed actually around the corner you've got free coffee. Is that all right? We can go and have a cuppa?
Was this what this interview was for? Just you can have what you want.
Great, Barry, it's great to meet you. And
Thank you so
we will
much.
have that cuppa. We'll make it a pint, shall we, later on?
Yeah, a pint later on at the free bar.
Later on. Now, have you ever been in a position where you think, if only I could take payment right now, instead of all that invoicing? iZettle have a device. This is Jens. Jens, tell me a little bit about what this thing does and how it helps small businesses.
Yeah, this is a really incredible thing that's happened over the last 2 or 3 years, innovation in the space, where people who previously weren't able to take card payments at all are now able to with one of these and the smartphone, which they carry with them. Most of us carry one with us at all times. All you need is this. It doesn't need an internet connection. It uses the internet connection from your phone, and you can take a card payment, any of the big cards, Amex, Visa, MasterCard, wherever you are, and it's in your bank account 3 days later. So it's a really big change for small businesses.
Is it the convenience or is it the cost that helps with small businesses?
Good question. There's a few different things which are important. So there's two different types of businesses. One of them, they've been doing sales for a long time, but they've only been doing cash. And we know that 70% of UK customers or consumers want to pay by cards, and they'll often leave a shop if they can't pay by card. And for those guys, it's really about increasing sales. And then you have a completely different segment who have been, maybe they're the plumbers, electricians, handymen, and they've been invoicing. And then you have to wait 30, 60 days for payments. Now they have one of these and they take payments in the field and they have the money in their bank account 3 days later, which makes a huge difference.
Any special phone needed?
No, Android phone or iOS, which is Apple, and we support most Android phones.
Jens, it sounds fantastic. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just look at those legs, eh? Look at those legs. Actually, it's more to do with what's on the legs, actually. Johan, tell me what you've got here. Apart from attractive legs to some.
Football legs. I'm here today at the UK Business Show to talk to people about accessorizing and how important it is with a first impression. Make sure your shirt's nice and tucked in, hence the legs. Why you should wear nice ties, nice accessories to go with the ties, match with a nice pocket square, how your accessories can show who you are.
What is this that you're wearing and it's attached to your shirt? It's like stocking suspenders or something like that.
Suspenders for men.
Suspenders
believe
for
it
men.
or not. We just call it shirt stays.
Okay.
It's a very, very old American invention, and it's mainly used in the US by the US Marines because they always need to look immaculate. I found the product about 5 years ago on eBay. Thought it was quirky. I like quirky things, so I bought it, and I haven't gone a day without it since. I left my job as a bartender to basically introduce it to the UK, or reintroduce it. People used to wear it, but for some reason they stopped.
Is it because it's inconvenient, or what is it like? I'm not going to try it, by the way, but describe to me what it's like to wear these things.
To be honest, you don't think about it. What you will notice when you walk around is that your shirt's going to stay looking immaculate, so you won't have to worry about keep tucking it in. You won't create this thing we call a muffin top, where the shirt bulks out and it looks like you get a bit of a belly.
How's it going as a product then?
Oh, it's gone fantastic. I've been up and running for approximately 3 years. I've sold about 7,000 of them, all made by myself. I make them in my flat in Notting Hill. It's all been snowballing. Like I started with one product, selling on my website. I sold them, I started buying more products, I sold them, and then I expanded and bought more products. Everything through word of mouth. Some bloggers have been very, very nice.
And you can get them online?
Yes, you can get them at www.sharpanddapper.com.
It's always good to have a rest, particularly at a busy business show. So here I am sat on the deck chairs here with Tina. Now Tina, behind you you've got this fantastic camper van. Before I get onto that, it's a pet subject of mine. Tell me a little bit about why you're here today.
We're here today to promote Team Tactics. So we're an events company doing team building and corporate hospitality events. So we thought that this business show, there might be businesses looking to do that sort of thing. So we hope to capture that market.
Well, obviously some businesses have drawn back on their expenditure for corporate events. Have you detected that, or have you detected a change with more businesses spending more money?
Businesses are definitely spending more money. There's definitely more confidence out there now. There is definitely more confidence out there.
So the big advantage of having a corporate event, and what sort of events are really people having at the moment?
I think a lot of people are actually doing staff events, so they're taking their people out of the office, because I think if people stay in the office, they're just going to be who they are. I think taking them out of the office environment, they can be whoever they want to be, they can relax, the barriers come down, and we do a lot of sort of staff events where they just let their hair down and have a good time out of the office.
So what constitutes a good time?
Wow, to some people I think making their own food, doing a cooking experience might be fun. That might be just terrible to other people. Then we might do a Thames Power Blast, we might do a GPS treasure hunt, just something that might engage everybody, so that hopefully that they really enjoy it and they've bonded with all their staff members.
Does it always have to have a sort of business related undertone to it, or can it really just be fun?
It's interesting because possibly where our website sits, people call us and say, we're looking for a team building event, and we say, okay, what are your briefs? What's the brief? We want it to have fun. We just want to have fun. But they'll write it down as team building.
So the sort of thing that we recognise as corporate event will probably be the annual sales dinner, summer barbecue or something like that. There's got to be more to it than just those, surely.
Yes, and so if you do a conference, then they might want to add on to the conference and do a little energizer. For instance, there's a lot of training people that we've been talking to today, and they might do a 3-day training program. And they might come to us and say, actually, we want to have a lighter part of the program, and we want to do an energizer, a team building activity. So they'll do that. If you're doing a sort of gala dinner, well, a gala dinner, you might want to have some after dinner activities, poker tables, casino tables, that sort of thing. So we'll try and add to what you've potentially already got, or create a new event from scratch.
Let's talk about the camper van that's behind me. Tell me you're not staying in this tonight, or are you?
No, but however, I was staying in a very dodgy 2-star hotel that somebody in the office organised, and I walked in, I thought, no, I can't be doing that. So I booked a Premier Inn instead, which is fine. But actually, I think this would have been better than the 2-star hotel.
Well, we've had a fantastic time here at the show. We've had a playbus, and would you believe, even a bouncy castle. If you want to find out more about the items covered in today's show, you can head over to our website, which is letstalkbusinessonline.com. You can follow us on Twitter at LTB Show. I'm on Twitter too, at The Alan Coote. The programme assistant was Laura Dean, and the show was edited by Sean Burns and produced by 5 Digital.